Hello and welcome to this week's Healthcare Current Events. My name is Mike McLafferty. I am the CEO and founder for MGM Advisory and Educational Services. This week we wanted to talk about physician-owned distributorships, or PODs, P-O-D-S. This may be a topic that is somewhat unfamiliar to a number of you, but it's being brought up right now because the Office of Inspector General is focusing on this as an area that may involve some potentially illegal activities for physicians and hospital administrators. Using the Association for Medical Ethics recent articles in this topic, we wanted to just kind of walk you through. Also, we used Part B News, some articles that they did on PODs for the research in this too. First, what are PODs? They're basically groups of physicians, usually surgeons, who are purchasing implantable devices, typically spinal hardware or for use in joint prosthesis. And where the issue comes in here is that the physicians profit by participating in the sale of these devices that they purchase for their own physician referrals. And this gets into the federal anti-kickback statute of which the OIG is very concerned about here. Around January of this year, the OIG updated the anti-kickback statute. And this had a lot to do with some of our previous discussions about allowing value-based care arrangements to move forward, hopefully through the use of cutting costs, but also improving quality of care at the same time. In that update, the Office of Inspector General specifically excluded PODs from the value-based care opportunity. And this sent a number of signals up to people, especially doctors and hospital administrators who are involved in this. The OIG uses wording like inherently suspect of these deals. And one of the things that they are concerned about, besides the for-profit piece itself, is that it is apparently, through some documentation over time, there is some unnecessary surgeries that are being performed in order to facilitate the sale of these different devices that have been purchased. The OIG, again, recently came out with a special fraud alert and indicated that PODs do fall under the anti-kickback statute. They also said that if there was any evidence that certain brands of medical devices were being sold more for the sake of profit than anything else, that since PODs are now under the anti-kickback statute, that would actually be considered a felony. There's also some possibility that some civil monetary penalties or some infraction of the stock law could be involved. If that was the case, then either criminal prosecution or additional financial penalties may be involved. But one of the things we noticed doing the research that came up, we thought, as was stressed in a couple of articles we researched, a key point to this: private attorneys, apparently a number of them, have given advice to physicians and hospital administrators that PODs are legal. And in some of the research we've done, the OIG made it clear that private attorneys themselves, they do not fall under the federal anti-kickback statute. However, physicians and hospital administrators who participate in the pods, they're the ones who are going to bear the majority of liability in these issues. We talked about already the potential for overuse of medical devices leading to more surgeries. This situation with pods actually goes back a number of years. It turns out that the first comprehensive OIG opinion on pods is all the way back in August of 2011. And at that time, the OIG declared in that opinion that pods are illegal. One of the reasons that these pods developed, in addition to, turns out, it appears to be for a major for-profit incentive on the physician side or hospital administrative side, is that supposedly they would be saving costs compared to brand name products. However, it turns out in many cases, the OIG has documented that the sale of devices from pods actually costs more than brand name products in a number of cases. So as a result of this, a number of hospital systems obviously have started pulling away because these things are fairly risky. The Association for Medical Ethics has taken a position with its members that since they believe pods are unethical and illegal, none of their members are allowed to participate in a pod. We wanted to take a few minutes here and just bring this to everyone's attention since, again, as I said, the Office of Inspector General, as recently as January, has started to focus in on this again. And just warn physicians and hospitals to stay away from participating in these business entities. And if they do pull away or decide not to participate, they're probably going to avoid future enforcement activities from the OIG and even possibly lawsuits. All right, well, thank you very much for attending this week's healthcare update. We hope to see you next week. Take care.